Okay, guys, welcome back to Crunch Time, the show where you get the best NBA DFS picks each and every day. Under 1 hour. Today we have a nice 7-game slate, I believe. Joined as always with Chris, aka Chrissair, not Chrissair, DFS. Got my notes prepared today. Things not to say for Chris. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing pretty good. We have a few slates that we have. We have the MMA slate locking during the show, so I'm going to be doing some of that probably while you speak. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about that or any DFS sport today, NHL, football tomorrow, NBA, obviously, I'll be happy to answer.
Rajon Rondo says, I think lock moved to 4 p.m., not 3:15 now.
Oh, for UFC?
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's right. Thank you.
So not during the show then? I don't think so.
I mean, it depends how long we go.
Yeah. Isho says McGregor by a close UD.
Yeah, I think McGregor gets him in the first round here.
Trigger says Porzingis doubtful.
Yeah, we just got that news. Pretty big. Already had interest in Luka. I have more interest in him now, obviously, so I like that.
Okay, let's get into it then. As always, guys, we use our optimizer and projections at dfscrunch.com. So if you like what you see and you want to try it out yourself, go ahead and get yourself a 3-day free trial. All new members have that, so check that out if you're interested. Other than that, follow us on Twitter as well, DFS Crunch. And then last thing, like the video, helps us out a lot, guys. Also hit subscribe, hit bell button, hit all so you get notified if you're not already. Solid DFS content. I'll just say it once this show. Otherwise, Chris's hair on his arms rises too much, but he's like a mid to high stakes player. He knows his stuff, so definitely get your questions asked here, get them answered. Talk about DFS, sports, whatever it is, our optimizer, projections, all that stuff. Get that answered here, all for free every day, so be sure to do all that. Yeah, let's get into this NBA slate, Chris. 7-gamer here. We just got the Porzingis news, doubtful. But yeah, what's the big overview today? Like, what are we looking at? What games are we interested in targeting? Where do we get our value today? That sort of thing.
Well, I think we should go over the winners from yesterday, stuff like that before we jump into the slate. But yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff here on the slate. I'll go into that after we do what we usually do.
Okay, let me load that up then. Same contest as always, yeah?
Yeah, and also the Twitter.
Oh, right. 1 sec. We can do the Twitter first. Let me just find these contests here. Good call there. $15 one here?
Yeah, I mean, we should always like we got these contests here, obviously in the tool at the bottom, contest tab. So if you click that, you can open these. You can do your homework. Not even homework, just like research what other people did, see what won, stuff like that. See what the cash line was. But yeah, it's a pretty cool database here.
Yep. Yeah, forgot about this, guys. It's important. Kind of glazed over it saying follow us on Twitter. But yeah, success tweets from last night. First up, as always, Chris. We see his lineup here. So I guess you can talk about it more than some other ones. But yeah, what do you see here, Chris?
So I mean, yesterday was kind of interesting. Like Van Vliet, you're talking about him a lot, but I like the build with Kyrie more, and Jaylen Brown. You couldn't get all three of them if you wanted to play Sabonis. I had Sabonis as a lock, so I had to pick between two of three between Van Vliet, Irving, and Jaylen Brown. Obviously, I went with Irving and Brown here. Yeah, and then there was another 2v2. I think it was Eric Gordon and Gafford in this lineup versus another one that had Tate and Thaddeus Young. The other one smashed, got like 360. But yeah, I was still happy to cash here.
Yep. Next up, we have Ariane here, longtime member here. Shout out to Ariane. What do you want to say about this one, Chris? You can actually see the lineup here, so I guess you can get into it too.
I mean, yeah, it's just some good lineups here. Obviously, most of it comes from the after-hours slate. He was asking me a few things, asking me how it looked. But yeah, good stuff here.
Good stuff. Next one here, Snow, longtime member. Shout out to Snow. What do you want to say about this one, Chris? What do you see?
Yeah, so this was the 2v2 that I was just talking about with my lineup. Tate and Young here instead of my Eric Gordon, Daniel Gafford. This one got 357. Yeah.
Okay. Last one here. Not sure who this. Who is this?
This was Aiden. Yeah, he put some stuff above it, so you can't see his name, but yeah, this was another lineup that was up there in our optimals. Obviously, it cashed as well, 328. This one didn't have Irving. This is obviously the one that had Van Vliet and Brown, not Irving and Brown. So yeah, he had Brunson here. Went up to Bagley. The main reason I didn't want to play this lineup is because I didn't want to pay, like, I think he was 5.9 yesterday. I didn't want to pay 5.9 for Bagley. I think he got like 10 points, 11 rebounds, and a block. So around like 20, 25, 26 fantasy points. So it wasn't the worst. Obviously, this lineup still put up 328, but yeah, nice stuff here.
Got a message from Aiden. This is his lineup. He says Bagley is trash. You're not a Bagley guy, Chris, but yeah.
Yeah, he is. That's why I didn't want to play him here. Sports Simmer also, he won like 5K yesterday, so he didn't send me the screenshot, so I couldn't post it. But yeah, that's you love to hear that.
Yeah, I saw him put up his score, the score he got, but then message retracted. If you want to share Sports Simmer, you can send it in the Discord. I think I might have got a message from him in Discord as well, but it was removed, so we'll never know. But yeah. Yeah, next up, contest. Let's go over the FanDuel one. Let's just load up the first two, Chris. Yeah, what do you want to say about these?
So I mean, this one's pretty unique. Like, it has like, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys under 10%. Yeah, I can't really say too much about this one. Like, just crazy unique here. LMA, shout out to Trigga. Trigga was saying LMA yesterday. 2% put up 42. Trigga probably didn't play him. I think I was kind of saying no, but it looks like it worked out here.
Yeah. Jean Rondo says, imagine drafting Bagley over Luka and Trey. I'll keep saying it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just bad stuff.
Yeah. Hasty says, well done, Sports Simmer, YT, YouTube. Yeah, what do you see in this one, Chris? DraftKings.
I actually know this guy. This guy's used to be on the DFS sports subreddit. I used to go on that a lot a few years back. This guy was one of the big guys there of that community. So cool to see him here. But yeah, obviously he had Fournier 2%, got him 46. Barnes 3.3%, 45. Brown also very low owned, 63. So yeah, just low owned guys that crush. Mix it in with some chalky guys like Powell, Nunn, Dragic. But yeah,
definitely good to see. Think we can get into the slate, do that overview. Let's load it up. But yeah, let's do the big overview, Chris. I'll say it again. But what do you see today? Like, what's the major news here? We got the Porzingis doubtful downgrade like 10 minutes ago. What teams are we targeting for value? Like, which games are we interested in? Any games we're staying away from? Like, what do you see in the slate today?
So with this Porzingis thing, I'm actually kind of interested to see who they start here. Could be James Johnson. I think James Johnson is going to be very popular now, even if he doesn't start. They could start Iwandu at the 4. Yeah, it just really depends like who they start. Obviously, we'll get into that game. Oh, maybe we can try to get into that game last, just so everything updates. And then this Miami Brooklyn game, highest total on the slate, 232.5. There are 2 games at 227: the Lakers Chicago game and the Warriors Jazz game. Other than those 3 games, everything's around 215, 217. So those are the 3 games that stand out. for the most part. Obviously, we have Heat value again. Hero's out. Butler's obviously out. And then we have Detroit value as well. I think Rose and Blake are out, so we have a lot of interest in guys like Josh Jackson, Sadiq Bey if he's starting, Wayne Ellington. Just guys like this give us some solid value today.
Yeah. Sports Simmer says, surprised I was not on the board. We don't have the screenshot. We need the screenshot to put you on the board.
I got to call him out here. Like, I was asking for it. I said if you like right before I tweeted it, I was saying, I mean, if you want me to, like, send me it in this format. And then he said something like, oh, it has personal info in it. I told him to try it, like, crop it. I asked him what personal info it has. He didn't tell me. So, I mean, I would have loved to get it up there, but I couldn't.
Yeah. That's a big call out, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, great win. Like, I think he got 5K. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think. I wonder who's telling the truth. I mean, no, we'd like to put everyone's here, but yeah, let's get into it. Speed it. Justin wants to take my job. I swear.
He's coming for you.
Justin, you gotta send that application, man. Like, where is it? You're all talk. We need that application. Yeah, let's speed it along. Let's get into the first game. Philadelphia, Detroit. Let's do Philadelphia side first. Mike Scott, Poirier. Out for them, and then Embiid is questionable. Starters, we have Simmons, Curry, Green, Harris, and Embiid. Let's get into Philadelphia, Chris. What do you like here?
So, I mean, this is like, it's not a great game to target, or not game, sorry, just because we have value from the other side, but this isn't a great team to target. 6.5 spread. Embiid is questionable, obviously. That's the big thing we're waiting on. If he's out, we'll have interest in Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, probably not Dwight Howard, just because we have Cousins again as a free square. Probably more interest on DK, but for now, I kind of just want to wait for the news. It's hard to speculate on this team with Embiid questionable. If he's in, like, I just have no interest in this team.
Yep. Okay, let's do Detroit then. Over there we have Griffin and Rose both out. Starters, we have Wright, Ellington, Sadiq Bey, Grant, and Plumlee. Plumdog Millionaire. What do you think of Detroit, Chris?
Yeah, so Detroit's missing Griffin and Rose, obviously Killian Hayes as well. So we do have value here. Going to be interesting to see who they start as well. Sports Simmer just said, yeah, Jeremy Grant revenge game. I think he was there like 5 years ago. They drafted him back in the Hinkie days. But yeah, I mean, this guy's game log has just been solid, very consistent. Gets a bump without Blake and Rose there. But with that being said, he doesn't really fit cash builds today. We don't really want to spend up for Grant here. We have guys like Josh Jackson in the same game, 3.7K on FanDuel. Just a really good value piece here. I expect him to start, so I do like Josh Jackson a lot on both sides. Probably a lock for me. And then Sadiq Bey, specific to DraftKings, he's 100 over the minimum, so 3.1K. I think he might start as well. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, this is the first game that locks. So, yeah, I like Sadiq Bey as well. And then another guy for value, last guy I'll touch on here is Wayne Ellington, 3.9K on FanDuel. Yeah, like he's very scoring dependent. That's the only problem, but he's been shooting the ball well recently in the past couple of games. 3.8K, been playing low 30 minutes. So for that price tag, I do like that a lot on FanDuel.
Yep. Justin says, core crushed last night. Chris, big night, thanks. Yep.
Yeah, love to hear that.
Yep.
I mean, one thing, I said LaMelo Ball on FanDuel yesterday. I think he played 17 minutes, got like 12 points. So hopefully no one had too many LaMelo Ball shares yesterday.
Yeah. Sports Center said something. I think that was the Grant revenge game narrative, but now the message is retracted. Private info says do DraftKings first. Maybe when we do the core plays, we'll see. Hayes says Grant is their best player. Josh says Oladipo killed me on Super Draft.
Yeah, I had Oladipo on DK yesterday. I mean, we had Oladipo. Like, I was talking Oladipo down the first 2 games that he played. He smashed. I finally had a little bit of interest in him. Yesterday, obviously, he let us down. So I'm gonna stay away from Oladipo.
Yep. Let's go into the next game here. We have the Pelicans against the Timberwolves. Do the Timberwolves first. Over there we have head honcho Hernan Gomez out for them. Josh Okogie probable, and Catman Towns is still out. Russell is resting today. He's out. And Rubio is questionable. Starters for them right now, we have Rubio, Beasley, Okogie, Vanderbilt, and Reed. What do you think of the Timberwolves, Chris, today without, what's his face, Russell? Any interest there? Any pricing discrepancies today?
Like, yes, but at the same time, no. We have, like, the Detroit guys we like more for value. We have Dragic in the price range of, like, Beasley, Rubio, so I'd rather play Dragic. Like, on another slate, we would have more interest in this team. I think I said that yesterday as well when they played the Hawks. But yeah, I don't have too much interest here. These guys are tournament only for me. It'll be interesting to see if Rubio plays. If he plays, maybe you can play him in cash games. 5.3K on FanDuel. On DK, he's less, 4.9K, so that's fine as well. I probably won't do it. I just like getting up to Dragic more. He's only a little bit more expensive, so don't love Rubio in cash games. It'll be his first game back, so who knows on the minutes, but I do like that in tournaments. Malik Beasley as well in tournaments. He should be the main guy today. I expect him to shoot probably 15 plus times today. Good usage rate probably, so yeah, I don't mind Malik Beasley in tournaments, but I think that pretty much does it. Like Culver, Okogie, Ant-Man, they're all kind of like too thin for me on this slate. I don't love it. Like one of them will probably get there. It's hard to predict which one it's going to be. They're all pretty inconsistent.
Yep. Isho says Oladipo's out, but I believe, I think he's resting today.
Yeah.
Josh says tons of injuries today. Sports Simmer Ghostify says Chris, let's be real, none always gets more points than Dragic when Dragic starts.
I mean, Nunn he's also a little more expensive on FanDuel. On DraftKings, I don't really love either of them. I like Nunn more on DraftKings actually, but yeah, we'll get into that once we get to the Heat.
Yep. Hasty says Sexton was nice yesterday, 25, 9, and 2.
Yeah, I think he got like 40 fantasy points. I mean, not great on a 11-game slate, but yeah, it was a nice performance. He didn't get any blocks and steals, so that kind of limited a few things, like some of his upside. But yeah, definitely had a nice real life game.
Yeah, I could see why Durant dodged him. He didn't want to lose twice in a row, so he sat it. Yeah, also questionable coaching from Steve Nash, playing 52 minutes off that injury. Like, come on. And losing both games, like, come on. Zariel says, new pod?
No, it's not a new pod. We've been doing this every day for the NBA season. We do it every day, 2.5 hours before lock, go over each game by game, team by team, and then go over our core locks, go over some of our favorite lineups that pop up. We build them out, and then we do some locks of the day, GPP play of the day, value of the play, stuff like that. So a lot of DFS content here, and obviously I'm always available to answer any questions.
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of new though. Started this season, NBA season last year, December. Josh is saying going back with Nunn again tonight.
Yeah, I mean, on FanDuel I can't do it. He's 6.5K. On DraftKings I think he's 5.6. So yeah, definitely a better price tag there.
Trigger agrees with me. He says dodging, like definitely dodging. It's a mix of dodging and questionable coaching from Nash. Zariel says Nunn going for 20 today, week.
Yeah, I mean, 20 what? 20 real life points or 20 fantasy points?
I guess probably fantasy points with the weak comment there. Very cool, fellas. Oh, fantasy points confirmation there.
I mean, I don't mind him as a last. We'll get into that once we get to that game. I don't want to spend too much time on Nunn just outside of that game.
Yeah, let's just back on the Nets game quickly. Two more things here. Trigger says Nets can't guard a phone booth. And Hasty says more like questionable playing by Harden and Kyrie. Nash doing whatever he can. Imagine your starting point guard skipping 6 games for no reason.
Yeah, definitely not something Hasty would do back in his high school days. Starting point guard, he's there on time every day. Probably an hour early, impressing the coach, doing all the dirty work. Yeah,
Yeah, gritty kind of guy though. That's the type of guy you need on a team. Every team needs that.
he's Richard.
Oh yeah, that sucks. Pritchard injury, that's terrible. I think Brown definitely flopped there. Like the flopping injured Pritchard. That's kind of sad. Like Brown got nudged a little bit and then he flopped to draw the foul and then he he injured Pritchard for like a year. Like how long is that going to take?
Are you sure? I don't think. Did we get word on what the injury was?
Oh, I thought he needed surgery.
I'm not sure. I didn't see anything on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says Brad Stevens expects Pritchard to miss the next couple of days. So
Yeah. Sean Rondo says with Cat and D'Lo out, do you guys think Pels can win by 11?
Yeah, I mean Rondo's definitely on that betting tip recently. No, I don't like the 11-point spread for the Pelicans. It's not like the Pelicans are this dominant team that's gonna crush. Like I think they're more likely to play down to their competition. So probably like the Timberwolves side on that.
Yeah. Justin calling me out again. Come on, Gary. Focus on the slate, not the chat.
Yeah.
We need to get Justin on here one of these days. Yeah, that'd be good. Hasty says Nets all show, no substance, just KD. Josh says Malik Beasley. Yeah, rip for Pritchard's knee. Jalen needs to be more careful where he flops. Agree. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the slate. We can get to the chat after. Let's do the Pelicans here. Nothing that I see noted for them. Starters, we have Ball, Bledsoe, Ingram, Zion, and Adams. Any interest in the Pelicans, Chris?
So yeah, we actually have our cover boy here, Zion Williamson. Like he's clearly taken the main guy role over Brandon Ingram in the past like 7 games or so. Like Ingram he hasn't looked very good. His all his stats are down other than scoring. He's just been scoring. He hasn't been assisting. So I don't have interest in Ingram today, but I love Zion today. 7.9K on FanDuel. I think he's 7.7 or 7.6 on DK. So super good price tag there for both sides. He gets this great matchup against the Timberwolves. They don't play any defense. They're probably going to turn the ball over a few times. I expect him to get some blocks and steals here. I don't know. I see like a 30 real life point, 30 plus real life point game here. Some blocks and steals, some like maybe 10 rebounds. So I see a big game from Zion here today. I love him in both formats and both sites. And then Ingram, like I said, like all his rates are down. Usage rate lower now, lower from the start of the season. Assist rate way down. Rebound rate down as well. The only thing he's been doing is scoring, so you don't love to see that. He's definitely been trending in the wrong direction, but on FanDuel, he's an okay play at small forward, 7.7K. If you want to go there as sort of like a last fill-in piece at small forward in cash games, I don't mind it. And then on DK, 8.1K. I think it's just too expensive for me. I'd rather go elsewhere.
Yeah. About Pritchard, Josh says sprained right MCL. Expected to miss 2 weeks. Yeah. What else do we have in the chat? Pelicans give up the most threes in the league from Josh.
Yep. Hasty says BI over Zion all day. Is that like fantasy points, real life points, or just in general? Or is that for today specifically?
Yep. No interest in Steven Adams on DK Cash from Ishokas?
No, I don't. So like he's only center eligible. He's 6.1K. Definitely not in cash games. Like I'd rather play DeMarcus Cousins. He's a free square, so he's a lock, one of the locks at center. And then you can only play one more if you're playing Adams. Rather play Bam. 8.5K. We'll obviously talk about that game. That game has the highest over/under, so I do like Bam there.
Yep. Clarification from Josh. He says most 3-point attempts. What we have here? Zion doesn't really rebound like he should on the defensive end from Hasty. Trigger says 34 viewers, smash that like button. 30 likes and Chris does the WAP dance. Yeah, we got the promotion here at DFS Crunch. If we get to 30 likes on a video, Chris will make a TikTok. He'll do a dance. Might go viral, might quit DFS, might go full-time TikTok. So that's a concern, but definitely we all want to see that TikTok dance. I've never seen Chris dance in my life. I've known him my whole life. Never seen him dance once, so it'll be good, guys.
I could say the same about you.
But I'm not in the TikTok dance promotion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying I could say the same about you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a dancer, but yeah.
I'll say this: I'm a dancer for the right price.
Okay. Yeah, Justin, smash that like button for sure, guys. Do that.
I mean, we need Justin here as the host. He'd be saying that every other minute.
I mean, like if you say it too, like it'll be put on that list of things not to say. Like,
yeah, I'm just kidding.
Ever-growing list of things Chris doesn't want me to say. I'm fired. Yeah. Okay, let's go into the next one, guys. Miami, Brooklyn. Let's do Miami first. Over there, we have Butler, Hero marked as out. Gabe Vincent, probable. Bradley, Myers, Leonard out. Silva out. Dragic is probable. Starters for them right now, we have Dragic, Vincent, Robinson, Kelly Olynyk, and Bam Adebayo. What do you think of the Heat today, Chris?
So the Heat they're interesting today. I have interest in like specifically a few guys on both sites. I have interest in Bam. I love Bam. 8.7K. As I said earlier, this game has the highest over/under on the slate. They're playing Brooklyn. Brooklyn hasn't looked too great. I don't expect Brooklyn to blow out the Heat in this spot. It's an 8-point spread, so it's the third highest on the slate. But I don't know. I don't expect Brooklyn to blow them out, especially because they're on the back end of a back-to-back. They traveled from Cleveland back to Brooklyn, so might be a little tired there. So I don't expect any blowouts, but I love Bam in this spot. 8-7 on FanDuel. I think he's 8-5 on DK. Yeah, 8-5 on DK. So in cash games, I love that. Then specific to DraftKings is Kendrick Nunn. So we had a lot of Nunn questions a little earlier. He's 6-5 on FanDuel. I think that's just way too expensive. I'd rather go elsewhere at shooting guard on FanDuel because he's shooting guard now. And then on DraftKings, he's 5.6, so $900 cheaper. He's looked great. He's been playing a ton of minutes, so I do like that price tag a lot. Cash tournament, I like both. So yeah, I like him on DraftKings. And then one more guy I'll go over here is Goran Dragic, 6.2 on FanDuel. Actually, 6.2 on DK, sorry. 5.7 on FanDuel. So I don't mind the price on either site. More of like a last piece if you need to fill in that spot. I think I'd rather go to some of the Mavs guys at guard just with this Porzingis news. I'd rather get Luka. I like Brunson a lot in this spot. Yeah, so not as much interest in Dragic as I had earlier in the day before this Porzingis news, but definitely still a little bit, and I do like him a lot in tournaments as well. Obviously, he always has upside for 50. Yeah, I think those three pretty much do it for the Heat here.
Yep. Quick question from Sports Simmer Ghostify says, "What's the best defense tomorrow, NFL?"
Like best defense for DFS or
just do both.
I like the Chiefs. They're playing the Bills. They fit for me on FanDuel. I mean, I could take a look here. I haven't done my DraftKings build yet. I usually build NFL the day of just because I want to see inactives and stuff. I like the Chiefs. The Chiefs are kind of fitting for me on FanDuel. Let me just see DK here. I think I like the Chiefs on DK as well, 3.1K. So not a bad price tag there.
Yep. Trigger says Bam player prop is 18.5 points over Aiden is 17.5. Both should go over.
Yeah, I like both of those, especially Aiton's without Booker there. I like that 17.5 a lot for the over.
Hasty already said that, especially with no Booker. Hasty also says Bills are a team of destiny.
Yeah, I love the Bills. I'm a big Josh Allen guy. I've been a big Josh Allen guy all season for DFS. He throws well. He runs a lot. So pretty much does it all for us at QB. But at the same time, it's a two game slate tomorrow, so it's not like we're getting to pick the best defense. We're kind of filling it in as the last piece. So I think that would be my advice to Sports Simmer. Kind of fill defense in it as the last piece.
Yep. Sports Simmer says Super Bowl Bills at Buccaneers.
I like the Chiefs.
Justin says defense scoring is so random that your distribution should not be concentrated, right?
Yeah, I mean, like on a 2-game slate, it's not like we have any, like these teams are all very good teams, so that's why I say fill it in as a last piece. But yeah, I agree with you. Like you definitely don't want to go all in on one team. Like there's just no reason to. All these teams have potential to score a lot. It's not like one team has like Sam Darnold as their QB or something like that.
Yep.
They're all solid teams here.
Josh says only one game with a spread 2 and under. All of their games are 6.5 plus. Could see some blowouts.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not too worried. We don't have any crazy spreads. I don't think like the highest of the slate is the Pelicans versus the Timberwolves. And like I said earlier, I think the Pelicans played down to their competition a bit, so I don't think they'll blow out the Timberwolves. The one game that I am concerned about is the Lakers versus the Bulls. That's also 9.5 favoring the Lakers, so I don't like that game for DFS. I do think that game can blow out.
Yep. What else do we have here? Ruben's asking, what do you think of Kendrick Nunn today? I already touched on that, but just quick summary,
Yeah,
Chris.
So on DK, I like Kendrick Nunn a lot. On FanDuel, I wouldn't do it. He's 6.5K, too expensive. At shooting guard, I'd rather go elsewhere. But yeah, on DK, I love him on DK.
Yep. Let's get back to NBA. Just do the Brooklyn side here, then we can go back to some NFL questions if there's any left. Over there, we have Kevin Durant back in, no longer dodging Sexton, so he's back in. Starters for them, we have Irving, Harden, Durant, Green, and Jordan. What do you think of Brooklyn, Chris?
Yeah, so like all 3 of their guys are in today, but still surprisingly, I do have interest in Harden. Like he's 10.2K on FanDuel. We have value pieces elsewhere. It's not like we project him for a crazy amount. I think we have him for around 50 on FanDuel. 10.2K is a pretty nice price tag for him. It's kind of like, it's not like I'm jamming him into my lineups, but at the same time, I'm filling in all the value pieces and I have to spend up somewhere. So I do like playing Harden there in FanDuel cash games. I don't think he has a crazy high ceiling with Durant and Irving in, but I do like his floor. That's probably the only guy really like. I don't want to touch these guys in tournaments. I don't know who it's going to be that has the ceiling game. So most of my interest comes in Harden on FanDuel Cash.
Yep. Let me load up the next game here. I think there's an NFL question. You can touch on that while I do that, Chris.
Yeah, so let's see here. Sports Simmer says, so Josh Allen and Chiefs defense. Yeah, I mean, usually you don't like to play your QB against against your defense. But on a 2-game slate, it doesn't matter. Like I'm good with it in cash games. In tournaments, I probably wouldn't do it, but cash games, I'm good with it. Gronk and Chiefs defense or Tanyan and Bucks defense. I'll go Gronk and Chiefs defense there. Good call, Gary, says Justin. Hasty says Durant is the best offensive player in the league. It's not even close for the last decade. Yeah, I agree. I love KD. He's definitely a killer.
Yeah, just not against Sexton. Okay, let's get into the next one. We have Golden State at Utah. We can do Golden State first. Over there, we just have Green marked as in for them. Starters, we have Curry, Oubre, Wiggins, Green, and James Wiseman. Any interest in the Warriors today, Chris?
So we didn't get to touch on this yesterday, but did you see that ejection call on Draymond Green?
Oh, yeah. What did he do? Is he yelling at Wiseman?
Well, he had a technical from earlier on in the game, and then that was his second technical. Just a super weak call. Like, you don't do that if you're an official. Like, you should know that he already has one. You don't throw him out for that. He was yelling at Wiseman. It's not like he was yelling at the ref.
Some of the refs think, I've seen this, the refs think we watched the game for them, not the players.
I mean, yeah, for sure. But But yeah, I don't know. You just don't do that. That kind of cost the Warriors the game. Like after that happened, they just looked awful. I think Draymond's a huge piece of that team, even if he's not great for DFS. But yeah, I mean, and then onto this team for today's slate. Yeah, I have no interest in anyone here in cash games. They're all tournament only for me. I like Steph Curry and Draymond Green. Like I would set a group where if Steph Curry comes up in your lineup, play Draymond Green with him. I do like stacking them together in tournaments. They kind of correlate well off of each other. A lot of Steph's threes come from Draymond assists. So, and if the game's close, then yeah, we can show this off now because this is a new feature.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do we have that handy dandy feature?
Yeah, so we added a feature where you can add like a conditional player. So in the first section, you would put Draymond Green, not Steph Curry. Yeah, and then you would put Steph there. Yeah, and then you would make it minimum one. Yeah, like that. So what this group means, I mean, just to show it off more, like we can throw in someone from the other side. Let's throw in D Mitchell into the group here.
The bottom one?
No, the top one. Yeah, so if you're building tournament lineups, this is a pretty cool feature. So what this group means is that set the minimum to 2. So it means every lineup that has Curry in it. So if you build like 20 lineups, let's say 2 have Curry in them, both of those lineups will force in Draymond Green and Donovan Mitchell. So I said I like the correlation between Curry and Green. I mean, you're not going to be able to see it here most likely just because Curry isn't going to pop a lot in your first 20 builds. But yeah, so every lineup that has Curry will have Draymond and Mitchell. So that means that we get the good correlation with Draymond and Curry, and then we get the bring back from the other side. So if the game shoots out, Donovan Mitchell is going to be a huge part of that from the other side. So I do like setting this player group. This is probably my only interest on this team, just this group.
Yep. Trigger says Seth Curry Day. Yeah. No,
not for me.
Okay. Let's get back to this game. Let's do Utah side over here. Utah side, we have Favors marked as probable, and then Hughes marked as out. Starters for them, we have Conley, Mitchell, Bogdanovich, Royce O'Neal, and Rudy Gobert. Any interest in Utah, Chris?
So same sort of thing as the Warriors. Yeah, I don't love anyone here. They have a pretty nice implied team total, 117, so that's one of the highest on the slate. But at the same time, they just have so many guys that fill it up for them. Mitchell, Conley, Clarkson, Bogdanovich, even Ingles, Gobert. So I don't know. I don't love targeting this team ever unless we have some guys missing. One guy that I'm interested in on DraftKings Cash is Rudy Gobert. He's really cheap, 7.3K. Usually don't get him for that low, so I don't mind that if you want to do that as the last piece in cash games. But that's probably my only interest. And then Mitchell in tournaments, like that group that we set, I do like that. Yeah, in tournaments, I like that group.
Yep. Hasty says, all good in Canadian high school, but I have never seen it more of a talk to the coach situation.
Is that
about the ejection, I'm guessing?
All good in... He got teched for yell. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the next game here. Lakers against Chicago. Let's do Lakers first. Over there we have Davis marked as probable. James questionable. I think that's it there. Starters for them, we have Dennis Schroeder, Caldwell Pope, James, Davis, and Gasol. What do you think of the Lakers today, Chris, against the Bulls?
So I talked about this earlier. I don't have interest in this game. I think this is the only game that really has potential to blow out. But at the same time, like we have to take advantage of some of these price tags. I think LeBron for 9.4 on DraftKings is kind of interesting. In cash games, like he gives you a pretty decent floor. If this game stays close, obviously they'll smash. It's a really good matchup against the Bulls, but yeah, I don't mind LeBron here as a sort of last piece. It's kind of weird to say last piece and LeBron in the same sentence, but yeah, I don't mind him here as last piece if you're spending up elsewhere, jamming in the value, and then you land in this 9.4K range. I don't mind that.
Yep. Okay, let's do the Chicago side. Over there we have Otto Porter out and Wendell Carter Jr. out for them. Starters, we have Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Williams, Markkanen, and Gafford. Gafford was a play yesterday in cash lineups. Is he viable today? Any interest here?
I mean, he wasn't a great play. Like, he only played 18 minutes. If we saw more minutes from him, then I would have interest. But yeah, I don't love Gafford in this spot. We have better value in the Pistons. So yeah, no interest in Gafford. Maybe in tournaments you can put him at like 15, 20%. But yeah, other than that, no interest in Gafford. The main guy would be Zach LaVine. If I'm playing LeBron in the lineup, I would set a group where I have Zach LaVine in there, just because if this game stays close, I want the bring back. So yeah, that's probably my only interest. It's kind of funny. Like, I thought we would have a lot more interest when we got the Otto Porter out news earlier on in the day, but just with this Pistons news and this Mavericks news that we have now, not too much interest. Garrett Temple is one guy I'll mention on DK. Actually, and on FanDuel. He's 3.8 on FanDuel and not in play on DK for 4.9. So on FanDuel, Garrett Temple, 3.8. If you want to go there as the last piece, I don't mind it. I still prefer guys like Jayshawn Tate for 4K, Josh Jackson for 3.7K. But yeah, I don't mind Garrett Temple for 3.8. I think that probably does it for the most part.
Yep.
Yeah, one more guy I'll touch on, Thad Young, 3.8. Yeah, I don't mind that actually in cash games. Thad Young for 3.8 on FanDuel. I think that probably does it for the most part, though.
Did you want to leave the Dallas game for last, or should we just go to Dallas next?
Oh, it doesn't matter. These games both start at the same time.
Okay. Some comments here. Trigger says, "Hit that like button, or else." What do you want to say about that one, Chris?
Or else.
Hit it. Hit the like button. Yeah, do that, guys. Helps a lot. Appreciate it. MD says best value play tonight for FanDuel. We get into that at the end, but I guess maybe just some general ones here, Chris. Which teams and players do you like for value today?
Yeah, so I like some of these Pistons guys. I was kind of alluding to it earlier. Josh Jackson, 3.7K. Jayshawn Tate, 4K. Thad Young, Hakeem says y'all don't like Thad Young on FanDuel. We'll get into it when we get into the builds. I don't mind Thad Young. I'm not locking him in just because I like spending down at small forward and then paying up at power forward. I like that construction more. But we'll get into it. We'll get into it once we get into the lineups. I think there's a really obvious build on FanDuel today without Thad Young.
Yep. Okay, let's get into the next game. Houston at Dallas. We'll do Houston first. Over there we have Daniel House, Christian Wood out, John Wall probable, Victor Oladipo is out for them. Starters for them, we have Wall, Gordon, Tate, Tucker, and Cousins. You loved Cousins the other day. Any love for Cousins today? And then any other players on Houston today, Chris, with Oladipo out?
Yeah, so just like yesterday, Cousins is a free square, both sites. Just a free square. No need to get cute. No need to fade him. Lock him in both formats on both sites.
No need to get cute.
Yeah, and then outside of Cousins, John Wall is playing here today. Oladipo is out, obviously, so that makes Wall interesting. I like him a lot in tournaments. Not fitting my cash build right now. He's point guard, so I like going to Luka more, down to Brunson with KP out. So John Wall isn't really fitting my builds currently, but I like him a lot in tournaments. I have a lot of interest there. And then some of their wing guys, Jayshawn Tate, like FanDuel, they priced him down from yesterday. I think he was 4.8. Today's 4K, so they made him
4.6.
Yeah, they made him a lock today. Just same as Cousins. You don't need to get cute there. He's a lock for me at 4K. And then Eric Gordon, he's 5.2. If you want to do that on FanDuel, I'm okay with it, but I don't love it. I'd rather pair Jayshawn Tate with Josh Jackson. And then on DraftKings, I have less interest in these guys. So Jayshawn Tate is 5K over on DK. It's a little too expensive for me. and then Eric Gordon 6K. So I have no interest in that price tag. John Wall is the main guy. Like I said earlier, he's probably tournament only for me, but he's 7K on DK, so that's a really good price tag for him.
Yep. Hasty says Tate Day. Isho says Sterling Brown would make a good last piece, in my opinion, on DraftKings.
Yeah, so he's 3.8K. He played 25 minutes yesterday. It's not the worst play. It's just if I'm going down looking for value, I'd rather play Pistons guys. Josh Jackson for 3.7 on DK. Even it might be ugly, but Sadiq Bey 3.1K, so only 100 over the minimum. I think he's a really strong play with Rose out, with Blake out, and then another value guy here, Jalen Brunson 4.8 on DK. So if you plug in these three cheaper guys, like you can kind of spend up at other positions. That's why I don't have too much interest in Sterling Brown today.
Yeah, another question from Isho: Jackson or Ellington on DraftKings?
Josh Jackson for sure.
Okay, let's do Dallas over here. On that side, we have Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Richardson out for them. Porzingis was downgraded like an hour ago to doubtful. We have Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber out for them as well. Starters, we have Doncic, Brunson, Hardaway Jr., Green, and Cauley Stein. This is Josh Green. So yeah.
Yeah. So this is where we get our spend up some of our value. KP out today, doubtful. I'm treating it as out. Midday downgrade to doubtful always means out in my like 5-6 years of DFS. They're never in. So yeah, I'm treating him as if he's out. So Luka becomes a lock here. 10.8K on FanDuel, really solid price tag there. 10.7 on DK, even better. Scoring fits him there with the triple double bonus. So yeah, I love Luka. Both sites, he's a lock for me, both formats. And then going down a bit, Jalen Brunson 4.8 on DK, 4.3 on FanDuel. I like the price tag a little more on FanDuel, but still he's fitting into both of my builds right now on both sites. So yeah, I have a lot of interest in Jalen Brunson. And then one guy, this guy's kind of specific to FanDuel, Tim Hardaway Jr., 5.4K at shooting guard, no KP, so we expect his usage to go up a bit. We expect him to shoot a few more shots. He's always aggressive, so I like Tim Hardaway Jr. for 5.4 on FanDuel in cash games.
Okay. Let's go into the next game then.
Oh, sorry. And then, yeah, one more guy I want to touch on is James Johnson. If we get word that he's starting, then I'll have more interest in him. As of now, I don't know if they're going to start him, but yeah, if we get word that he's starting, I'm going to have a lot of interest in James Johnson. So I do like him a lot in tournaments as of now.
Yep. Let's load up the next game. We have Denver at Phoenix. Just load that up.
We got Lethal Chrono saying Hardaway Jr. is a Rockets killer. Yeah, kind of seems that way. I think I had him like a few years ago. I remember. Maybe he was on the Hawks, and yeah, he always smashed the Rockets. I do remember that.
Viable tournament play, Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, great tournament play, great cash game play. But like I said, I have more interest on FanDuel for cash games, but on DraftKings, yeah, tournament play for me.
Isho says dropped 30 on them last game.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean he always has that opportunity for a ceiling.
Yeah, Hasty says Houston plays different now on defense.
I mean, at the same time, they still play kind of fast. Like, it's not like they're this juggernaut on D. So yeah, I do like Hardaway. I'm not concerned about any defense here.
Okay, let's do this next game. Denver Nuggets against the Phoenix Suns. Denver first, Jamal Murray marked as questionable. Whittington out for them. Projected starters, we have Murray, Harris, Barden, Millsap, and Jokic. What do you think of Denver today? Any interest here, Chris?
So yeah, I have no interest in cash games. The only interest is in tournaments. It's Jokic. Maybe if Jamal Murray's out, we'll have interest in Monte Morris, but yeah, with him being questionable right now, this game doesn't start at lock, so I don't think we'll know. I expect Jamal Murray to play, so I'm treating it as if he's in. But yeah, Jokic in tournaments, obviously, like if you play him on FanDuel, your construction is completely different from everyone else who's playing Cousins. So I like him in tournaments on FanDuel, and then on DraftKings, you can play him over Luka instead of Luka in the util. I don't mind that. I'd rather play Luka, but Jokic could be a good tournament pivot here.
Yep. Okay, let's do the Phoenix side. Over here we have Damian Jones, Sarge, and Booker all marked as out for them. Starters, we have Paul, Carter, Bridges, Johnson, and Ayton. Any interest in Phoenix, Chris, with Booker out? Chris Paul probably, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but we got this Mavs news that kind of locked in Doncic and Brunson at point guard, so it's hard to fit in Chris Paul, but if we didn't have these guys, Chris Paul would be a lock without Booker. The only concern is he played 38 minutes last night, but he's 6.9K on FanDuel. If you want to do that in tournaments, I'm good with it. And then on DK, he's 7.1K. I don't mind in cash games there just because we have more roster flexibility. And then in tournaments, I'm good with him as well. Mikal Bridges, 5.4K. Yeah, I remember you saying
How do you say his name
yesterday. I think it's Mikal, actually. I think I said Mikal. It's Mikal. Mikal Bridges. Yeah,
That's
Mikal
what I
Bridges.
said.
No, I mean, I think it was Weaver who was kind of making fun of you for it with me, but yeah, we'll have to, when Weaver's in here, we'll have to make fun of you for that again.
Yeah, we've got the VOD. I mean, we can always, it's up there forever, so.
Yeah, but I'm okay with him. He's probably on FanDuel 5.5K if you want to do that. Probably tournament only for me. I'd rather, like I keep saying at small forward, I'd rather spend down to Tate and Josh Jackson. I think if you're trying to play an optimal team, those two are the ones. He's more in the conversation on DK 5.4K, but at the same time, he's currently not fitting into my builds.
Okay, Chris, we got confirmation that Dragic is playing today, same as Gabe Vincent.
Okay, yeah. So that's as expected. And then, sorry, one last guy on the Suns that I wanted to mention is DeAndre Ayton. He's looked really good recently. His price tag is a little up now, and he's center only, so that's the concern. Like if we didn't have Cousins here, we would have a lot of interest in Ayton, but yeah, with that, he's a really good tournament play, in my opinion.
Yep. Ruben is asking if Galloway is starting today.
We don't know yet, but we should know. Obviously, that game locks when the slate locks, so we will know before lock. But oh no, that game locks an hour after. So I don't know. It could be Galloway. It could be Nader. Who knows? I don't know yet.
Yep. Okay, should we get into the core plays then, Chris?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, before we do that, guys, if you enjoy the content so far, hit the like button on YouTube. Helps us out a lot with people finding our content. Makes the chat more active, more questions, more engaging, definitely more fun, more informative as well. Also, subscribe if you're not subscribed. We do the show every single day, so do that. Hit the bell button, hit all. You'll get notifications when we go live. Yeah, solid content here, always free, every single day. Don't miss a day, so be sure to do that. Yeah, let's go FanDuel first then, Chris. Who is your first core play here? And before you say, should I leave this group here?
No, you can remove that. Okay. Yeah, so like I said a bit earlier, I think the FanDuel build is super obvious today. So I think it's going to be very chalky. But yeah, we can start with Luka, 10.8K, no KP. Easy lock for me there. And then next up, let's pair him with Jalen Brunson, 4.3K. Easy lock there as well with KP missing. And then let's go with one more Maverick. Let's go 5-4 for Tim Hardaway Jr. Yeah, no KP. Pretty good matchup here, so I like that play. Jayshawn Tate, 4K, small forward. Yeah, so once you jam in all these guys, like you get to pick whoever you want. One more, the free square of the slate, DeMarcus Cousins. Very easy play there as well.
Okay, let's hit build, see what we get. Yeah, if you guys have questions as well, great time to ask them now. We can go over them in more depth, have more time now that we've finished the slate overview. Justin is asking Bam or Zion or ... PF.
Yeah, I love both of them. I'm trying to play both of them on both sites. If I had to pick one, I would go with Bam.
Yep. Yeah, what do you see here,
Yeah,
Chris? Which ones do you...
Let's save these first two lineups, and then compare the differences.
Okay. Done.
Yeah, so we have our locks here: Luka, Brunson, Hardaway. We're getting Harden in both lineups. I mentioned it when we went over the Nets game. Like, we got all this value, so it's easy to spend up for Harden. We don't need like a crazy game from him. We just need his floor in this lineup. So yeah, I like Harden in this spot. Jayshawn Tate, obviously a lock. Bam Adebayo. I didn't lock him, but really good spot here for him against the Nets. I don't expect them to blow the Heat out here. So 8.7K. I like that. DeMarcus Cousins free square. And then the 2v2 here is Josh Jackson and Zion versus Ingram and Thad Young. We got that question from someone about Thad Young on FanDuel. I think this is probably the 2v2 right now, assuming we don't get any more news. But it's pretty clear that it's the first side here. Like, when I went over the Pelicans, I went over how it's like Zion's team now. Everything, like Ingram's rates are all down compared to the beginning of the year. I love Zion in the spot against the Timberwolves. Just fits his play style here. And then Josh Jackson, 3.7K with Blake and Rose missing. I like that a lot. I expect him to play 30 minutes. I do like Thad Young as well. Obviously, he's projected very closely to Josh Jackson here. Thad Young is a 0.03 projection higher. But yeah, the main reason I like the first side is because I'm way over on Zion over Ingram.
Yep. Justin's question, he was asking if it's both Bam and Zion or if it's a pick 'em, like just one. But I think he said, right?
No, let's see. He says no, the and. The question is it both or a pick 'em? Yeah, I think it's both.
Yep. Hasty says, I think Chris will say both, but not sure. Hasty's on it now. He gets DFS now. He's a new DFS guy, but I think he's a lot better now, hey? I think, actually, you know what? He sent me an email, fan mail. He said he played some CBB the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to see Hasty tonight. Hopefully maybe he can bring his laptop or something. We can check out that lineup.
Yeah, you should definitely bring your laptop. He was telling me how he had some issues building the CBB lineups, but yeah, definitely bring it. I can help you out in person, so do that. Nick says CP3. You touched on that, Chris. You like Luka now, no Porzingis, but yeah, just maybe go over that again. Why did you not leave any point guard slots open for Chris Paul?
So if you want to play Chris Paul over Brunson, I'm fine with it. He's 6.9K, so it's a super good price tag. If you do that, you're probably going to have to go down from Zion to Thad Young, and then maybe up from Josh Jackson to Eric Gordon, something like that. I don't mind that swap, but I just think I really like Brunson here for 4-3 without KP. I really like Zion against the Wolves for 7.9K, and I love Josh Jackson for 3.7.
Yep. Okay, let's do DraftKings. Hasty says, thanks, boys, ... Best tool in the game. Smiley face. Very wholesome comment there from Hasty. Let's do DraftKings, Chris. Core plays here. Number one, who do you have?
Number one, let's go with Josh Jackson. He's 3.7K here as well. Just very easy to get. Helps you spend up for guys like Luka and other studs we'll talk about. So yeah, I'll start with Josh Jackson.
Okay, number two.
Let's go with the free square DeMarcus Cousins. Yeah, just don't need too much conversation on that one. Just a very easy play.
No need to get cute, right?
Right.
Okay, number three. Who do you have?
Let's go with Luka here. He's 10.7 on DraftKings, so that's also a very easy price tag to get to. Yeah, I like Luka.
Okay, fourth lock. Who do you have?
Last lock here, I'll go with Zion Williamson. Even cheaper than FanDuel, 7.6K. I love this matchup for him. Yeah, that's my fourth and final lock.
Okay, let's hit build, see what we get. What are you going to do about UFC MMA? It's locking in half an hour, right?
Yep.
Should we touch on that quickly as well? Or
I don't know if anyone has like a 1v1, 2v2, I'll answer that, but it'll take way too long to go over the whole thing.
Yeah. We'll be in the Discord as well, answering any questions as well there after the show. So definitely do that. Take advantage of that if you're a member. Which ones do you like here, Chris?
So let's see here. Let's lock this first one. Let's get CP3 in for I think Nick. Let's lock these first two.
Okay.
So we have our value pieces with Josh Jackson. Sadiq Bey, I didn't lock him, but I do like him a lot for 3.1K. Obviously, Blake is out, so Sadiq Bey could start. Even if he's not starting, I'm fine with him. Zion Williamson, I locked him. Cousins, locked him. Luka, locked him. Brunson, didn't lock him. Or actually, that's the 3v3 here. So it's Kendrick Nunn, LeBron James, Jalen Brunson versus Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges, and Rudy Gobert. This is the reason that I was saying that LeBron is fine as a last piece on DK for 9.4. I really like Nunn here for 5.6K. He's been crushing. He's been playing a ton of minutes. So I love that play. And then Brunson as well, 4.8K. A little more expensive than FanDuel, but I'm still good with that. And then LeBron, I don't know if he's good for 50 here, like the projections say, but obviously DK scoring fits in better with the triple-double bonus, double-double bonus. So I don't mind that play for 9.4. And then the second side, Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges, Rudy Gobert. I'm good with this if you want to go a little more balanced, but I'm always the type of guy that likes to go stars and scrubs. So if I can get LeBron up top and then spend down for Nunn and Brunson, I'm going to do that probably 9 times out of 10. So yeah, I like this first lineup.
Okay, let's go back, wrap it up with our key plays of the day. We do 3 now, so we just do overall favorite play of the day. We do the GPP play of the day, and then we do the value/salary relief play of the day. We'll start with FanDuel. Chris, who's your overall play of the day here?
Let's go with Luka, 10-8, no KP. I love that play in both formats.
Okay, and then salary relief/value.
Same as yesterday, free squared, DeMarcus Cousins.
Okay, and then GPP play of the day. Who do you have?
So this one is actually interesting. If I could get to Jokic, I would, but since I have Cousins here as my free square or value play of the day, I can't go to Jokic at center. Someone like I'll go with John Wall. Not many people are going to be on him just because they're going to probably go to Luka, Brunson, or Chris Paul. I'll go with John Wall here.
Okay. Before we do DraftKings, question from Clement, Crunch member. He's saying, how do you export your favorite lineup and not use them all?
Yeah, so once you build, you go to lineups. You go to lineups here, and then you click the heart button on the right on any lineups you like. So just click some random ones here, Gary. Yeah, so as you can see, he's clicking them. They're getting... Can you just remove the highlighting? Yeah, so as you can see, the 5 lineups that Gary put a heart on here, these are the saved lineups, quote unquote. So now you go to the saved lineups tab on the bottom, and then you have these 5 lineups here, and then right where my camera is, so right here on the bottom right of the screen, just export lineups the same way you would in the normal lineups tab.
Yep. Also have a feature that I'm working on, kind of ready. You can try it out if you want, but if you download your contest entry file from FanDuel or DraftKings, you can actually upload it here, and then you could create groups for different entry types. So if you have entries that are for cash games and you want to have like one lineup for that, you could you'll see the contest that you have over here, and then you could put the group that you want them to be in, apply the group to the contest, each contest type. And then when you're actually on this page, you can also like highlight a few lineups. Say you build 150 and you want to export them to your tournaments. You would just highlight this on the right and then click that. And then same thing for cash. If you like one of these lineups, you could just export it to your cash group here. You can make unlimited groups and you can kind of try it out, mess around with it. And then when you're done, the cool thing is you can actually just download your entry file again, and it'll have all the lineups mapped to the contest entries. But yeah, still a feature we're working on, but it does work. You can try it out, mess around with it, see if it helps you. Yeah, let's do DraftKings. Got some news on Embiid. Not sure if Embiid is playing yet or not on Saturday on the second night of a back-to-back. Sounds like he'll be a game-time decision. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, if he's out, I don't know how much it'll honestly change things, just because we don't really need Dwight Howard because we have Boogie Cousins. Don't love Ben Simmons. Tobias Harris, we don't need him at small forward. Most likely we have better value. Yeah, so I'll be interested to see if he's out, how that changes things. I don't expect it to change too much.
Yep. Okay, let's do DraftKings. Chris, favorite play of the day here. Who do you have?
So actually on DraftKings, I'm going to be the same as on FanDuel. So my favorite play is Luka here. And then my value play is DeMarcus Cousins, free square. And then an even better price on John Wall here on DK. So for my tournament play, I'll go with John Wall here as well.
Exact same. That's boring.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay, let's wrap it up then. Any closing remarks on the slate, Chris? Anything you want to look out for? Anything like that?
I mean, I'm more excited for this UFC card today. I think it locks in 25 minutes, so I'm excited to make some lineups for that. Watch some UFC, and yeah, obviously NBA as well. We got a nice slate here. Some pretty good. I like the lineups today that we built. I like the construction, so yeah, I'm excited for NBA today as well.
Yeah, just got another one. Simmons also questionable today. Tobias Harris also questionable. What do you make of that?
Yeah, so that's very big news. That's definitely going to change the slate. I'll have to see who they start. Yeah, we'll definitely get into that in the Discord, and obviously our projections here will update automatically if you're a member. So
yep.
But that's huge news.
Yeah, huge news. Things are gonna change for sure. Yeah, should I wrap it up then, Chris?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, guys, if you liked the optimizer that you saw us use, you can try it out yourself. You can try out our projections, join our Discord community as well. You can do that at dfscrunch.com. You get access to everything that we use today, plus all the other sports that we have. We have all the major sports on both FanDuel and DraftKings, MMA today, football, basketball, everything. If you've never been a member, you can get a 3-day free trial, so definitely take advantage of that. It's automatically applied as you create your account and start checking out, I guess. So definitely use that if you never tried it. No risk at all. Other than that, guys, if you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit like on the video. Helps us out a lot. Also subscribe, hit the bell button, hit all, so you get notifications when we do the show.
Before you end, I'll send you something. We got a nice little screenshot here from the Discord for the college basketball product. So I just wanted to get this in here. We could show it before we wrap it up here.
Yeah, let me just finish the YouTube thing. Subscribe, hit all, do all that stuff, guys. You'll get notified when we do the show live every day. So definitely do that. Take advantage of that. This show is always free, so always solid content here. We definitely give out a lot of free content here. Yeah, this is the one you wanted to share.
Yeah, I think Nick had a win here as well. Obviously, you can see it in the background, but this one is T-Pro from T-Pro, college basketball product on fire here. I mean, I assume he probably made some changes as well. Can't take all the credit for these, but yeah, really nice here. I think he probably took it down because he won 83 from $5 in this 25-cent tournament, so he probably took it down $13 to 99. Yeah, I love to see that.
Yeah, Nick's definitely been crushing it. He's been playing a lot of the sports.
T-Pro.
Huh?
This is T-Pro.
Oh, my bad. T-Pro
Yeah.
also crushing it, but yeah, I mean, Nick is also there. Sorry, I saw Nick's. Everyone's crushing it, guys. Lots of winners here. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Also follow us on Twitter, DFS Crunch. We have a giveaway actually on our pinned tweet. So if you just go there, you can participate. I think we might have hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, so we might do the giveaway tomorrow live on the show and then reach out to whoever wins it. So definitely check that out. You'll get a free month. Even if you're already a member, you can participate. We'll just give you a free month as well. But yeah, other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in today. As always, appreciate the chat, appreciate the questions. Appreciate you guys hanging out here. Yeah, we'll be in the Discord updating our core plays, answering more questions. Lots of news here, obviously, with the Sixers. So, as always, we update the core in the Discord. Yeah, good luck today, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all tomorrow.